Have you ever felt like you keep trying, giving your best efforts, but failing time and time again? Does it feel like everyone else is moving up the career ladder while you are stuck wondering that why me? Why am I the only one who's struggling? If that sounds like you, let me start by saying that I was one of you too. From 22 to 25 years of age, I had this burning desire to do something great, something unique, something big, something beautiful, but I couldn't quite figure out that what that was. Constant pressure and comparisons I made with others triggered my deep career anxiety. Over the next few years, I took advantage of this, of my personal struggles, and converted it into a thriving big business. But here's the thing to learn from here: just because you are struggling currently, it doesn't have to stay that way. Instead, the truth is that if you have struggled in your career, it's one of the best things that could have ever happened to you. And here is why. Struggle forces you to crave for significance. When you are in constant struggle, you begin to crave for something that we all deeply want, and that is being significant. The desire to matter, to be seen, to be heard, to have your voice go to the people. But too often, the places we work for or the institutions we belong to don't provide that. You may find yourself feeling invisible, unappreciated, and undervalued. And let me tell you, feeling unappreciated isn't a sign that you are not good enough. It's a signal that maybe just you're in the wrong environment. True satisfaction and lasting happiness comes when you know you're creating real impact and being recognized for it. And struggles help you to bring that to light. If you are not feeling valued where you are, it's a powerful indicator that it's time to carve your own unique path. Think about it. Some of the most successful people in the world didn't feel valued in their traditional jobs. So they built their own. Let's consider Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, and Richard Branson. They all felt that same hunger or for significance and used their personal struggle to fuel their own journey. On building Apple, in one of the interviews, Steve Jobs said that basically Steve Wozniak and I invented the Apple because we wanted a personal computer, a personal struggle. Oprah Winfrey, in her childhood, struggled with poverty, abuse, and discrimination. She eventually created her own media empire with Oprah Winfrey Show, which became insanely popular as people shared their own struggles. All big businesses of today started from standing tall in their own struggle and wanting the need to be significant in this world. So, how do you start carving your own path? First, you need to know what truly drives you. Take a moment to write down your top 5 values. What are the principles that matter the most to you? Imagine the times when you felt the most happiest or the most lowest. By doing this exercise, you may arrive at values such as freedom, creativity, helping others, or innovation. These values will act as your compass, guiding you towards a path that feels right for you. When your career is aligned with these values, you'll no longer feel like you're just working. Well, you'll feel like you're creating something that matters, just like Oprah Winfrey and Steve Jobs. Secondly, struggling helps you overcome the devil, the fear of failure. Here is another thing happens when you struggle for long enough. You stop fearing failure. Why? Because you have faced it so many times that it loses its power over you. There's a fascinating study from Harvard that found out that failure often becomes a springboard for later success. The research says that entrepreneurs who have faced failure tend to outperform their peers when they bounce back. The reason? They have become so used to failing that they are no longer afraid to take the risks that leads to greatness. They're ready to bet on themselves, and that's what makes all the difference in this world. Failure is a natural part of success. The more you experience it, the more resilient you become. It's like building a muscle. Each time you fail and get back up, you're training yourself to handle bigger challenges. But how do you actually get to the point where failure doesn't scare you anymore? Here are four steps I use whenever fear tries to stop me from doing something big. First, diffuse the thought. When fear hits you, respond to it with, so what? This is a great opportunity. Reframing fear as an opportunity weakens its hold onto you. Second, allow the fear. Don't fight the fear. Let it exist within you. Feel it in your body. When you stop resisting, fear loses its intensity. Third, run towards it. Tell yourself that something great is going to come out of this. I'm so excited to try this. Running towards fear changes your relationship with it. Fourth, engage. Finally, take a small action no matter how scared you are. For example, if you want to say speak on stage or fear public speaking, let's try to look for an opportunity that allows you to speak to a group of, say, 5 to 10 people. Action breaks the cycle of overthinking and propels you forward. Next, struggling helps you find your own unique voice. When you're constantly battling fears, doubts, and failures, you start to hear something you hadn't noticed before, your own unique voice. This voice is the real you, the one that's been drowned out by the noise of the society, expectations, and comparisons. But as you navigate your struggles, that voice gets louder and clearer. Your unique voice is what sets you apart in this world. It's your perspective, it's your passion, and your drive to make a difference in the world in a way that nobody has ever done, and only you can. When you stop imitating others and truly embrace who you are, you will start to see that opportunities automatically come falling in your lap. These are the gaps in the market that are waiting for someone with your vision and creativity to fill it up. This is how big businesses are made today. I would like you to again think about some of the most iconic entrepreneurs like Oprah Winfrey, Vishen Lakhiani, and Sir Richard Branson. They didn't follow the path that was laid out for them. They listened to the unique voice, identified that only they can fill the gap in the market better than them, and then built something revolutionary to fill it up. They catered to something even the people didn't know they needed. If they can, you can too. To find your own unique voice and the business or the career path that aligns with it, I recommend using the concept of, say, ikigai. This is the Japanese idea of aligning four key elements. First, what you love. Second, what you're good at. Third, what the world needs. And fourth, what you can be paid for. When these elements overlap, you find your ikigai, your zone of genius, the sweet spot where passion meets purpose and profitability. That's where your unique voice becomes your power, and your power becomes a fruitful, successful business. Lastly, struggling helps you align with the larger vision. Once you find your unique voice and build something around it, something amazing happens. Life stops being just about having a job. Each piece of work you do becomes a part of the larger vision. You stop chasing temporary wins and you start building a legacy. Visionaries like Elon Musk don't just do jobs, they create revolutions. They have a long term vision that drives every action they take day in and day out. When you are aligned with a larger vision, everything you do has a purpose. The challenges you face becomes a stepping stone towards something greater. You are no longer just say doing the work. You're creating something with meaning, and that's a game changer. Take some time to reflect. What change do you want to see in this world? What's the legacy you want to leave behind? Once you find that vision, let it guide you. It will not only give you the direction, but will also give you the resilience when the journey gets tough. So, if you are watching this video now and thinking that, you know what, I have nothing unique to say or offer, I'm here to tell you, my friend, that you are completely wrong and you are mistaken. Your true desires, your true calling are just hidden behind the fog of fear. Allow yourself to explore. Let go of the doubt, and I promise that you will find a life you never thought was possible. You will create a business just like your idols did. And remember, your struggles aren't holding you back. They're preparing you for your next breakthrough. Don't stop struggling.